Okay, let's continue with the today's session, student. And I think today's session is quite familiar. You all are familiar with the topic measurement of distance, but I want to make you a little bit more familiar with the topic with the help of some practical example. Yes, so let's continue with the today's session measurement of distance. So if I ask you to define the measurement in one sentence, how you will going to define measurement? Okay, so measurement is what? Measurement is a kind of a comparison of unknown quantity with known quantity. How come it is? Let me tell you. Okay, yes. Am I audible properly, all of you? Please show me the thumb if I'm audible properly. Yes.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, dear. Now here, so we are talking about measurements. We understood that measurement is a comparison of unknown quantity with known quantity. So for example, if I ask you to measure the length of one table, okay, I'm talking about to measure the length of one table only. Okay, so what you do? Being a child, being a small child, what you supposed to do? You are taking out your ruler from your box, 15 centimeter ruler, and taking a measurement of a table, isn't it? I suppose you will do like this, isn't it? So here, what you will do, by taking a ruler, you will measure the length of a table. So what you are using? Known quantity, that is ruler, and what you are measuring? Unknown quantity, that is the length of a table. So here I just want to make you understand measure means what? Measurement means comparing unknown quantity with known quantity. I hope I am very much clear to you only with the meaning of the word measurement. Okay, let's move ahead with the detail about the measurement. Okay, so here student, we understood that measurement of object means measuring how long, heavy, and how much the capacity of an object. We can measure how long the object is, the length of the object, how heavy, what is the heaviness of the object, and apart from that, what is the capacity level of the object. Means, for example, if I am having a 1 liter of water, okay, then I will say this bottle can hold 1 liter of water. That is the capacity of the object, capacity of a bottle. Okay, so up to here we understood that what is measurement. Okay, let's talk about in detail what do we measure in our day-to-day life. What we can measure? We can measure time. Yes, before we don't know time. Okay, but now we are having a watch to measure the time, to get to know what time is it exactly. Yes, so time is measurement. First in measurement, what we are talking about, we are measuring, we can measure the time, we can measure the length. If I'm talking about the length and parameter, I think you all are familiar because you are in a 6th standard, you are quite familiar with the length and parameter. Yes, how long the object is. Parameter means boundaries of an object, area inside the object, capacity and volume, how much that particular object can hold. Okay, here it should be mass. Mass means heaviness or the content of the body that we can measure. So up to here we understood what we can measure from this slide. Okay, so do remember measurement means measuring unknown quantity. You are measuring what? Unknown quantity that you don't know with a known quantity. Okay, let's move ahead with the next slide. You might have seen this kind of a setup, this kind of a thing. I mean to say hand span, cupid, arm span, okay, pace, food span. You might have seen in your junior classes. Yes, now you become grown up, but I know that you might have read about all these things in your previous classes. Yes, so let's talk about this in detail. Non-standard unit. What is the meaning of non-standard? If I say in one word or in one sentence, non-standard means not accepted by the worldwide. Worldwide, it is not accepted. Okay, non-standard unit. So here you know what a hand span, student. If I'm saying this is my thumb and this is my little finger, so the length from my thumb to my little finger, this much length is known as hand span. Yes, you all are familiar with all these things. Yes, cubit, arm span, even yard should also be here. Okay, yard should, that is your from your tip of the hand to the half of your body, that is called hand span up to here. Okay, so non-standard unit is what, student? It is not accepted by the world, it is not worldwide. Why so? Let me give you the example. Can you see this person measuring this length of the table by using a hand span? But tell me one thing, and please imagine one situation if this would be the case. If I ask you to measure by using a hand span the length of a table in your case, and ask the same thing to your mother, okay, your the length of your hand is obviously different from the length of your mother's hand, isn't it? Okay, so in that case you both are having a different measurement. To say, you are saying, ma'am, I am getting a 5 hand span, the length of this table is 5 hand span, but your mother is saying 2 hand span. Why? So the length of the hand of your mother is quite different. Obviously we are human beings, from grown-ups to the child, the length of the body part are different. So is that an accurate way of measuring anything? Obviously not. That is why it is a non-standard unit. So up to here we understood two things. First, measurement, that is comparing what? Comparing unknown quantity with known quantity. Unknown, what you want to measure. Known, that is your scale. Okay, that we will going to learn in detail in standard unit. And right now we are learning in detail non-standard unit. So non-standard unit, just now I explained you, all these are the non-standard unit. It is not accepted by the world. It is not a worldwide, because the three main reasons, what are they? First, I explained you. First is inaccurate measurement. It is not providing you accurate measurement. Second is what? Not globally accepted. Obviously, how come the people trust on this? Okay, it is not globally accepted, student. Yes. Thirdly is what? It is inconvenient. How long you can, how much time you will devote in measuring like this? So three things why non-standard unit we are not using now. They are first not globally accepted, inconvenient, as well as not providing a accurate measurement. Okay, so here move on to the next slide. Now can you see the standard unit, student? So standard unit itself says, as we know, non-standard unit not accepted by world, not worldwide. Standard unit accepted by the world, it is worldwide. Okay, everyone accepted. So you are familiar with all these instrument or devices we were using. Yes. Okay, this is what? Measuring tape. We can see that ruler, measuring tape. So these are what? Measuring tape, ruler. Okay, all these. So these are the standard unit. Why it is called standard unit? Because it is worldwide accepted and it provide above all accurate measurement. And as we know, the disadvantage of non-standard unit we already read in the previous slide. Here, just opposite of that benefits we are getting in standard unit, means it is convenient, it provide accuracy, means accurate measurement. Above all, it is globally accepted. Yes. Okay, I hope you understood standard unit, non-standard unit. Okay, your scale is a standard unit, okay, that you were using. Now here come the measurement system, which is also known as what, student? Which is also known as a metric system. What it is? It is also known as a metric system. Can you see the slide? Is it visible to you all? Please show me the thumb if you are able to see, all of you. Okay, you can unmute if you want to ask any question up to here. Or if you understood, you can say that, yes, ma'am, understood. I hope, am I visible? Am I audible to you all properly? Okay, now let's see the measurement system. So in measurement system, it is also known as a metric system. What it is? A metric system. Now, what is a metric system? Metric system is nothing but it is a standard. It is a standard unit system only. Okay, which consists of what? Which consists of three type of a system. Can you see here? I think it is visible here. CGS system, MKS system, and FPS system. Okay, CGS, centimeter, gram, second, MKS, meter, kilogram, and second. Okay, in the same way, FPS, that is foot, pound, and second. So here, this is this system is created, or you can say invented by who? French. Please remember. Okay, French invented this system, which is generally known as a metric system, and metric system is nothing. It is a system. It is called as a standardized system, standard unit system. How we are using a scale and all these. So it is given by whom? It is given or invented by the French only. Okay. So I hope you understood up to here, all of you. Okay. Let's move ahead with the other slide. Okay, in the next slide, let's talk about in detail the further classification of the metric system. We understood that the metric system is what is standardized unit system, which include what measuring tape, scale, which provide an accurate measurement. Okay, it is further divided into a base unit and derived unit. What is base unit? Base means basic unit. Okay, let me give you one example. If I ask you what is the distance of your home from your school, so what is your answer in that case, ma'am? It is 5 kilometer, or else it is a 10 kilometer, isn't it? You will say like this, or else you will say 128, 168. No, obviously you will say in some unit, that is kilometers. If I ask you how much water in this bottle, so you will say, ma'am, 4 liter. Yes, so you are saying in a form of a unit. So all those unit, kilometers, liter, all these are the basic unit, and which is coming from the standard system only. That is a part of metric system. Metric system means standardized system. Standardized system categorized into two parts: base unit and derived unit, that we will learn in the further slide. So base unit include, can you see that? If I want to measure a length, I will use meter. Mass means content of the body, how heavy the body is, I will use kg. Temperature, Kelvin, time. So in this way, for everything, including electric current, even the light, okay, everything having a unit, it will measure in unit. That is called a base unit. Okay, if I want to measure some liquid, I cannot say in kilometer. Obviously, it will go with the liter only. Yes, so all these are the base unit. I hope I am very much clear to you all regarding the base unit. Okay, let's move ahead with the next slide, student. Up to here, let me recall your topic. We understood that what is measurement, comparing what? Comparing the unknown quantity with known quantity. Then we learn about what? Standardized unit and non-standardized unit. Non-standardized unit, please remember hand spell. Okay, all these non-standardized unit that we are learning, that is that provide a accurate measurement, and which is further divided into what? First base unit, and then what it is? It is a derived unit. Now derived unit, I think you all are familiar with it. Can you see this chart properly? Kilo, hecto, deca, meter, deci, centimeter, millimeter. Like this it is. Okay. If you are coming from up to down, each consists of 10, 10. What it is? It is a multiple of 10. Okay. If I'm saying, let me write here so that you will understand properly. Okay, if I say kilometers, you know, kilo, hecto, deca, meter, deci, centimeter, millimeter, like this it is. If I say 1 kilometer, if I say 1 kilometer is equal to dash meter. So how much meter it would be? There is nothing to do rectification. It's correlated to mass only. So how much jump you are making? Say kilo, kilo to hecto, hecto to deca, deca to meter. How many jumps I have made here? 3. 1 0, 10 multiple, another 0, third 0. How many 0? 3 0. That means 1000 meter. Okay, so 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. Okay, when you are coming, student, please do remember it's a part of math, but little bit I want to elaborate here for the conversion purpose. If you are coming from up to down, you have to do multiplication, that is repeated addition. If you are coming down to up, you have to do division with the same only. Okay, so here I say 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer is equal to how many meters? 1000 meters. There is nothing to do rectification. Okay, do remember this thing. Okay, okay, let's move ahead. I hope you understood about what is. Okay, I hope you are familiar with this derived unit. Okay, being a part of a standardized unit. Let's move ahead with another slide, student, which is very important here. Can you see commonly used unit of length? If you want to measure a length, obviously you will use these units. You will measure in kilometers, you will measure in decimeter, hecto, deca, all these are the units. They have a prescribed pattern for this. If you want to measure a mass, that is a content or a heaviness of the body, obviously it will go with the what? Kg, quintal, gram, milligram. Yes, for that time you are well aware. It will go with the hours, okay, minutes, second. In the same way for temperature, 3 units. Yes, Kelvin, Fahrenheit, and Celsius. Okay, or you can say centigrade. Do remember one thing, student, in the unit pattern, if I'm talking about, it will never be in plural form. You will never say kgs. It is always kg. It is well accepted that it is written like this only. It is never be after unit. You should not put a full stop. You cannot write in a plural form. It should be kg only. It should not be kgs. Okay, so these are some you can say a crucial core concept that you have to remember. Okay, I hope you understood. We have to use these unit in order to measure the length. If you want to measure the mass means content of the body, we will use this. For time, you know, and temperature. Okay, I hope you understood up to here properly. Let's move ahead with the next slide here, student. Okay, so what is there in this slide? It is very crucial topic that we are learning here. Let's see what it is. Okay. So here, student, if I'm talking about what measurement of length. Here I'm talking about what? Measurement of length. But measurement of length you have to do. But what is the difference? You have to measure a curved surface here. What do you have to measure? A curved surface. So how you can measure a curve? If the surface is flat, I can easily do by using a what? Scale. But what about the curved surface? If it is a curved surface, how come I can measure the, can you see this one? It's a curved surface. So I am having a two option with me in order to measure a curved surface. What are they? First I can use the thread. I can use the commonly used method is thread. I can use the thread, put that thread over the curved surface and then take that thread and measure with the help of a scale. First method. Second is if the surface is curved, you can use the measuring tape. First is scale, another is measuring tape. So if your surface is curved, two way out in order to measure the particular curved surface is by using a scale or another is by using a measuring tape. I hope I am very much clear to you all how you can measure the curved surface. Yes? Okay. Let's move ahead with the next slide, which is very important, student. Let's see what is there. I hope you understood up to here. Okay. This you might have seen in the school also, and you are familiar also. What is divider? Yes, I think you all are familiar with all the geometrical instrument we are using in school, like divider, compass, okay, all other set square. Now here we are talking about divider. So how you can measure it is self-explanatory. How you can measure by using a divider? See how I am keeping a divider on the thread or whatever object you want to measure. Can you see that? Q to R, and then take that measurement on the scale and see how what is the actual length of that particular object. Okay, so this is a simple way by using a divider we can measure any object. Okay. Okay, so here student, we understood up to here which unit go with which object. So I think you are familiar. If I ask you to measure the length of a road, measure. If I ask you to remember, one of the student asked me this question in the previous class. If we want to measure the pitch of the cricket, if you want to measure the pitch of cricket ground, what in which unit we have to measure? So it will go with the yards. Okay, so for each and everything there is a prescribed unit, and that is why our metric system is there. Okay, MKS and CGS. Okay, now here let's move ahead with the next slide, student, which is very important. I want you to pay full attention in this slide. It is very important, and this is the first time you are learning this because it is introduced in the 6th class only, this distance and displacement concept. Okay, let's see what is there in the distance and displacement. Okay, so what is distance? If I'm talking about distance, so distance is what? Can you see this figure here? Distance means actual path you are covering from A to B, A to C, C to D, and D to B. So the actual path you are covering here is known as distance. What it is? Distance. And please do remember, distance is a scalar quantity. Now here new concept came into being. What is a scalar quantity? So scalar quantity means what? Which has only magnitude. Now what is magnitude here? Magnitude, to remember magnitude, just remember one word, student, that is value. What it is? Value. Let's say just now I gave you one example, student. If you want to measure a distance from your school to your home, so what is the distance? What you will say? To say 10 kilometers, or you will say 5 kilometers. So what you are saying? It is in 5 kilometers or 10 kilometers. So you are giving one value, na, 5 or 10. So that is why distance is what actual path you are covering with with it has a what magnitude, means value, that is 5, 10, whatever it would be. Okay, so do remember scalar quantities are those quantities which have only magnitude, means value, with no direction. No direction is there in which direction you are going. It only cover the actual distance irrespective of the direction. Okay, first thing. Second thing is what? Please do remember it is expressed in the form of a what? Magnitude. Please do remember the word magnitude means what? Value. Okay, if I ask you the distance, you will obviously say in value only. Yes, so I hope you understood what is a distance properly. Yes, so distance is what, student? Distance means actual path you are covering. Secondly, what it is? It show only magnitude. Magnitude means what? Actual path you are covering and in the form of a value. Okay. Now, please do remember in the, I think in the this previous classes, you might have learned this kind of a formula many times. Speed is equal to distance upon time, isn't it? Speed is equal to distance upon time. So if I want to find out, you know the basic concept. Okay, you were using key when we are moving equal to either side. So we have to do another. We have to change the sign. Multiplication become division and division become multiplication. Plus become minus, minus become plus. This is a basic concept. So if I want to find out the distance, student, this time will go here, isn't it? Here, what the time is doing? Dividing. If they go to the either side of the equal to, so what the time will do? Multiplication. So there, here come the new formula for us. What it is? Distance is equal to, let me write here for you. Distance is equal to speed into time. So if I want to find out a distance, what is my basic formula? Speed into time. Okay, this is a very simple one, nothing is there. Okay, so do remember that what is the formula of distance? Speed into time. And distance never be zero. Distance never be zero because it's the actual path you are covering. Okay, so your distance never be zero. It must be in some value. Okay, because it is a scalar quantity. Now let's move ahead with the next topic, that is displacement. Distance, displacement, brother. But displacement say I'm a big brother. Yes, so displacement is having what? This first, let me tell you what is displacement. It's a shortest distance between initial and the final position. The shortest distance from initial and final position is known as displacement. Okay, but what is the difference here? The difference is that in displacement, displacement has magnitude as well as direction, means it has value as well as direction. Okay, you say that again the same, again I'm taking a same example. What is the distance from your home to your school? You said 5 kilometer. 5 kilometer, again it is a displacement, it must be in a kilometer again, but you are having a direction. You are having a direction, you know that you have to go this way, you have to take this turn, and you know in which direction you are supposed to go. Yes, so that is called displacement. So displacement is what? A shortest distance between the path. Secondly, displacement can be zero, but distance cannot be zero in any of the case. So please do remember what I explained you. Let me recall you for better understanding. Okay, so here student, we understood one thing. What it is? We understood that distance means actual path you are covering. Okay, distance never be zero. Formula of distance is speed into time. Okay, and it's a scalar quantity. Scalar quantity means which has only magnitude. Magnitude means only value with no direction. Okay, another one, let's talk about displacement. It's a shortest path. It is the shortest path from initial to final position. Okay, and your displacement can be 0. Okay, why it is 0, that also I am telling you within 2 minutes. Okay, and do remember displacement is a vector quantity. What it is? Vector quantity. And what is a vector quantity? Vector quantity which has magnitude as well as direction. Magnitude means value as well as direction. In which direction I have to go. Yes, for example, if I ask you to go to your new friend house, you don't know where is your friend house. You are searching here and there, and still you didn't find it. Okay, you don't know the direction, but you are moving. So whatever actual path you are covering from your initial position till the path you have covered is known as distance, because you don't know the direction. But if I ask you to go to your Masi house, you go to your aunt's house. In that case, you know very well where is the direction, which point you have to stop. That is called displacement. I hope I am very much clear to you all. Yes. So please do remember distance is because this is a question frequently asked generally in the Olympiad. That is, distance is a scalar quantity, whereas displacement is a vector quantity. The reason behind, distance has magnitude only, that is value. Displacement has magnitude as well as direction, value and direction. Okay. Now here is the question: why our distance cannot be 0, whereas our displacement can be 0? Yes, because distance cannot be 0, because what is the formula of distance? Speed into time. You are covering some distance, but the formula of displacement is final minus initial. Means final position, whatever you are covering, that you have to minus with the initial position, with initial end. Okay, so final end minus initial end, then you can get 0 in certain cases. So it may be 0, but distance cannot be 0. I hope I am very much clear to you all about the distance and displacement. Okay, so let's move ahead with the next slide, student. Okay, so here come the next slide. Okay, so in this slide, what is new? Let's see. Okay, so in this slide, student, we know very well that estimation and accuracy. So if I ask you to measure a length of a table or any object by using a hand span, don't you feel it is a very tough to do that? Yes, it is not easy task, and that too it will not provide you accurate measurement. But if I ask you to measure with the help of a measuring tape, this make your task easier and that too accurate. Yes. Okay, so do remember here they are showing you a standard way of measuring the object by using a measuring tape, that is measuring tape here, and the ruler. Now what to do if my ruler is broken one? Can you see in the picture? I have taken a broken ruler. Yes. So in that case also we are having one alternate available. What it is, if my ruler is broken one, what I can do? I will start my measurement from 1 instead of 0. It would be, or it is advisable to start your measurement from 1. Okay, in that case how to measure? So see, what if I'm keeping this pencil on point 1 here, in which centimeter I'm keeping 1, first one. Okay, and here I'm getting a reading, say 8. Okay, so how I am going to get the accurate reading? 8, that is my final reading, minus initial reading. How much I am getting? 7. So 7 is my reading here, 7 centimeter. So here 1, what you will do? Final minus initial reading in order to get the accurate reading. Okay, I hope I am very much clear to you all. Am I going across to you all? Yes. Okay, please show me the thumb if you understood, all of you. Okay, now let's see the last concept here. Yes, what is parallax error? The name is so dangerous in pronunciation, parallax, but it is very simple concept. What is parallax error, student? If you are doing the measurement by using a pencil or by using a ruler, you have to keep it in a horizontal way, first of all. Secondly, the position of the ruler and your eyes should be parallel to each other. It should not be in a tilt position. It should not be slanting position. So I must say it should not be what? Let me mark here for you. Yes, it should not be tilt or slanting like this, or neither like this. So it should be like this. Okay, it should be parallel to the measurement you are taking. That is called parallax error. So first, I think you understood, if your scale is broken, start your measurement from 1. Secondly, parallax error, keep it parallel to your eyes. It should not be tilt or slanting in any way in order to get the accurate measurement by using a standard unit. Okay, by using a standard way of measuring the material or thing. Okay, I hope I am very much clear to you all. Okay, so now here's the time. Now I have to test your part. Okay, one more slide I want to explain you. It is self-explanatory here, student. Let me move on to that. Yes, can you see this slide? It's a measurement of time, and you are familiar with this slide, how we can measure the time. Yes, we can measure the time by using a clock. There is a different way. Previously in ancient time we are using this hourglass also. Okay, but with the invention of a clock, now we are using clock for measurement of time. Yes, we are using mobile phone also. Okay, and we are familiar with 1 year is equal to what? This you are familiar with. Okay, so measuring the time, we are familiar. We can use a clock to measure the time. Okay, now this is the time for your knowledge test, student. Let's move ahead with the next slide. Okay, just a minute. So let me ask the question. So be ready. Okay, so your first question is what? Yes, your first question is, a boy going for a walk, follow the path as shown in the figure. The total trip consists of your straight path A, B, B, C, C, D, and D, E. At the end of the walk, what is the person's displacement from starting point? What the displacement would be in this case? Yes, you can unmute yourself and you can speak out the answer. Are you able to hear me, all of you?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible. Aishwarya, Advika, Naisha. Naisha, Advika, Aishwarya, are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can respond to ma'am's question, right? Ma'am, after 2 questions, we can share the quiz to them.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Naisha, can you please suggest what is the question and how do we solve this? Advika, Aishwarya. Okay, maybe Jyoti ma'am, you can suggest how do we solve this.
Yes, in this question, we have to find out the displacement. So displacement is what, student? It's the shorter distance from initial to final. Okay, as I told you how to find out the displacement. So what is the shorter distance in this case? What you can see, what is the shorter distance here? Can you see that? What is the shortest distance? That is BD. What is the shorter distance here? BD. Okay, if I'm talking about the distance, what is the distance? AB, BC, CD, and DC. That is the actual path. But if I am talking about the shortest distance, what is the shortest distance here? That is BD. So the right answer is, you can see the D option. That is the right answer. Okay, I hope you understood up to here. Let me tell you the next question. Let me ask you the next question here. Okay, so in the next question, student, please see the next question and please try to solve from your end. Okay, here is the next question for you. Okay, so here I am asking you, an ant move as shown in the diagram. Which of the following can be used to determine the distance covered by that ant? So usually the ant are moving in a straight line. Okay, okay, but here ant is moving in a curved line. So how we can measure how much distance the ant are covering? Can you tell me what is the option in this case? It's a curved surface.
Ma'am, I think it'll be a thread or a meter scale.
Yes, can you speak little bit louder, Naisa?
Ma'am, I think it's thread and meter scale.
Yes, yes, your answer is D, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, perfect answer, dear. Okay, thread and the meter scale we can use in order to measure the curved surface. Very good.